Hi, I'm Ian Hutchinson and congratulations on joining me in this Kickstart program, which will help you get more clarity of purpose in your life moving forward. Now, over the last 20 years, I've had the privilege of working with over 50,000 people. And what I've found is there's three basic groups of people. There's group number one, and they're the people who go through life, don't really know that life could be any better. And sometimes they're, for them is naivety is bliss. They don't know that they don't have real clarity of purpose, and they kind of just drift through life, and they're living a life by default rather than a life by design. There's a second group of people. They don't really have much clarity of purpose, and they know that they should have more direction in their life, but they don't really know what the strategies are to get them there, and for them that can be really frustrating. And the third group of people have more clarity of vision, that they have worked out a bit more about some of the things they want in their life, and they're putting in place the strategies to make those things happen. So whether you're in group 1, 2 or 3, there's always things that you can do to make sure that you've got more clarity of vision moving forward, making sure that you're putting yourself in the driver's seat of your own life and living more a life by design rather than life by default. And that's the whole purpose of this Kickstart introductory course, to help you get more clarity and control of your life moving forward. And I believe that clarity and control are really the key to living a happier and more fulfilling life. Once we can get clarity, we can usually control a lot more than we think we can. And life is so busy and we get dragged in so many directions. Wouldn't it be nice taking a little bit of time out for yourself to work out what it is that you want in your life moving forward, so you're feeling more in control and more balanced? So what I'm going to ask you to do is 3 key things. In a second, I'm going to ask you to just pause this video and download the first bonus tool, which is what I call the Vision Diagnostic tool. Now, we're going to run through this exercise in a moment. It's a really short, sharp, effective tool which will help you work out, well, what are your strengths and weaknesses as far as having clarity of vision? What things are working well for you, and what things maybe you need to spend a bit more time and energy in and get more help and assistance in. And then I'm going to ask you to also download your Quick Start guidebook. Now, this is a stepping stone guidebook which will help you set some foundations together, but really help you get on the way to getting more clarity of vision and purpose moving forward. So I encourage you to download that book and to start working on that pretty much straight away over the next couple of days. Also, thirdly, I want you to keep an eye out in your email inbox to make sure you're getting the first lesson of this Kickstart program. The first lesson will be going through 10 quick ideas, tips and strategies on how you can get more clarity of purpose, more control, and what are the things you might need to consider in living more a life by design rather than a life by default. So I'm going to ask you now to pause the video and certainly, as a starting point, download your Vision Diagnostic tool, and then we'll kick back in and I'll run you through that assessment tool right now. All right, so hopefully now you've downloaded your Vision Diagnostic tool. So let's have a look at it. So what I'm going to ask you to do is answer a couple of quick questions based on this Vision Diagnostic formula. So the first one is, I know what I want from my life so clearly that I could talk about it possibly with a friend for 5 or 10 minutes. And then I'm going to ask you on the like it scale here to just put across whether you strongly disagree, agree, or strongly agree with each of these statements. So in this first one, let's have a look. I know what I want from my life so clearly that I could talk about it for 5 or 10 minutes. Now, keep in mind, 5 or 10 minutes is quite a long time to talk to someone about your vision, what you want in your life moving forward for the next 5 years or so in life and work. And I think, most people, from the research that we've seen, 87% of people don't have clarity of vision. So for most people, it's normal. You might not be scoring yourself very highly in this particular question or statement. So most people would either probably put down strongly disagree or disagree. Let's just, for this example, put down disagree. But put down wherever you feel that you would sit on that sliding scale. So I could talk to my friend about my future vision for 5 or 10 minutes. So I've got that much clarity. Yeah, most people would probably disagree or strongly disagree. Now, the next one is, I'm inspired and excited and motivated about my future vision. Now, if you don't know what your future vision is, what it looks like, how can you be excited and inspired about it? So for most people, again, they would probably put disagree or strongly disagree. So where would you put yourself on that sliding scale? And then the next one is around strategies. I have broken down my strategies into small written steps. Now again, if you don't know what your vision is, then how can you have strategies to achieve it? So most people would put strongly disagree. And then the next one is, I have a way of ensuring that I complete the strategies and small baby steps to achieve my lifestyle goals. If you don't know what your vision is, you won't know what your strategies are. If you don't know what your strategies are, you probably won't have a system in place to make sure you achieve them. And then the last one here is, I know what the obstacles are that are holding me back from achieving my ideal lifestyle. Well, I'm going to rattle through a couple of key obstacles that many people have. Things like, I don't have enough time to achieve what I really want in my life and my work. I don't have the money. I don't have the confidence. I don't have the skills. I don't have the support from maybe friends and family. I don't have the resources. But the big one is, for many people, I'm just not clear about what I want in my vision moving forward. I don't have real clarity of purpose. So they're typical obstacles. Now, if you don't know what your vision is in life, you probably won't know what your strategies are. If you don't know what your strategies are, you probably also won't know specifically what your obstacles are. So many people, again, will have strongly disagree. So again, don't worry too much about this. This is partly why you're doing this assessment, because you want to work out what your strengths and weaknesses are, and you want to actually improve the situation moving forward. But most people may well look like this. That's just normal. Then what I'm going to ask you to do is just put crosses into every box to the left-hand side of where you've assessed yourself, and that will then add up all the boxes. So here is all the crosses: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In this particular example, we would be giving ourselves a 7 out of 20. Now, ideally, we want to be aiming for about a 15 or above out of 20 to really have clarity of purpose with the strategies behind them, knowing what the obstacles are holding you back. So this starting tool is really just to raise your awareness about where you are sitting at the moment, a benchmarking exercise to probably give you more clarity that I need more clarity, and I need to work out what I want more in my life and my work. I need to work out what the strategies are to help get me there. I need to identify what my obstacles are in life, those sort of things. So hopefully this has been a useful starting point tool to raise your awareness and to set the foundation that we can then work on. Now we're going to be going through a whole range of simple tools, simple but effective tools in the coming learning modules that you'll be receiving in your inbox. So keep an eye out for those that'll be coming shortly to you. You'll get a couple of those over the next week, and we'll be running through a whole series of different tools and exercises which will hopefully get you on your way to getting more clarity. But in the meantime, make sure you download your Kickstart guidebook. You can get started into that straight away, and I look forward to seeing you in your next lesson.